Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Tuesday, March 2nd market update. On the economic front, monthly motor vehicle sales came in a little light at 7.6 million. Not too bad considering all the recent bad weather we've been having. Consensus was for 7.9 million. This is an annualized rate. On deck for tomorrow is the monthly ADP employment report and the EI petroleum status report. The dollar was down. Gold, silver, copper, and oil were all up. We're going to take a quick look at the gold futures chart today. And you can see right now we're at 1,134, and we've broken above the downtrend line on this. This is a daily chart, but I do think we should have some overhead resistance around this red line, which is 1,150 to the 1,160 area. So watch for some resistance in that area on gold. And remember, 1,150 to 1,160. MACD's turning up. It's actually looking fine right now, but just keep that on your radar. Look at the dollar UUP. We're still stuck right here, not going anywhere. MACD's kind of rolling over here a little bit, moving down a little bit, but going nowhere fast. Dollar was down today. See, light sweet crude futures were up 98 cents today to settle at $79.68 a barrel. We won't look at the point and figure chart today because there's really no movement there. We keep staying in that same range. Let's look at the Dow. So the Dow closed up 2 points to 10,408. 405, I mean. S&P closed up 2 points to 1,118. NASDAQ closed up 7 points to 2280, and the Russell closed up 5 points to 648. The Russell had the largest percent gain, up 0.88%, and the Dow was the weakest, up only 0.02%. So if you look at most of these charts look the same. They have this kind of an inverted hammer. I don't know. It depends on what you call it. We could have a little pullback typically. Now we can take this out, but we typically could have a little pullback after having a candlestick like this. But we just broke out of of this kind of a bull flag. So I don't think there's much downside. I think that, from here, I don't think we're going to be on fire, but let's go look at the SPX. I think SPX is wanting to get back to this 1,150 area. So, like I said, the MACD is still turned up here, so we're looking okay there. Let's look at the 60-minute chart on the S&Ps. So I talked about this head and shoulders bottom on the 60-minute chart on the S&P 500. Okay, so we broke out, and now we've come back and we touched it, and we got a little bounce. So we'll see where we go from here. We went back to a low of around that 1,115 and tested it for support, and we've held. So at least for now. So we'll see if we break down into this range or not. So of course let's look at the Russell too. The Russell actually has been leading us up. Russell has been on fire. Russell is actually back and hit its January 2010 high of 650 area today. It hit it today and did push back a little bit from there. Russell's been real strong. It's up against my downtrend line for my MACD. So again, I'm thinking we might get a little bit of a pullback here. Probably shake some people out. But otherwise, I still think the market is going to slowly trying to grind higher. Volume was still pretty light across the indices today. Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell are all still above their 50-day moving average. Let's go look at the McClellan on the NYSE. We're at 63, overbought. This is about the highest as we've been for probably 6 months or longer. So, we can get up into the range of 70, 80, 90, 100, pretty rare. Usually somewhere around 70 to 80 is pretty high. So I think you should, if you've got some really good trades, and you might want to be taking some off here, over the next few days and buy the dips. Let's look at gold. GLD, gold's looking pretty good. We've had some good volume. MACD's turned back up. Looks fine. Silver had a lot of volume coming in on silver day. It broke above this 1650 area, but it kind of closed right there at it. So you want to keep an eye on silver, but I think silver's wanting some higher prices here on the SLV. JJC, the copper ETF, has broken out above its downtrend line, even though it wasn't on just incredible volume. Still looking pretty good. The VIX, we've been watching the VIX because every time we get down here to around my minus 2.5 on my MACD, we get this big surge to the upside on the VIX, gapped up here. So we're watching that area. We still aren't quite there yet, but we're pretty close to it. Let's look at the financials. So financials, the XLV, or XLF, I mean, it pulled back too. So we may come back and retest some of these breakout areas. Let's look at the sectors. 9 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. Gold index had the largest percent gain, up 2.4%. Software index was the weakest, down 0.96%. So there's the sectors. Chart watch. Have a few new charts. Got some old ones too. Look at DeVry. I like it as it breaks out over 64 here. Only thing I don't like here is this MACD's a little lower, but if it gets some good volume on a breakout, keep DeVry on your watch list. I like this CTCM. I like this where it's sitting here consolidating. I like it over a high of 1710. Should have some good moves out from this channel, this massive range it was in. I like ARST. I like it if it breaks out above this downtrend line with volume. It looks good for some higher prices if it can break out above there. SQM's got a triangle pattern, had volume coming in today, and it's peaking its little candle above it. So it's looked like it's wanting some higher prices. Potash broke out of its triangle. POT's looking good for some higher prices. LCRD right at near a breakout point, probably over about a 675 or so. Tons of volume coming in, so it's getting ready to break out, unless the market just falls apart, and even then it still might break out. We've been watching JCPenney. It broke out higher. Anytime there's a tight consolidation like this, it's typically bullish, so watch for stocks that are having this tight little consolidation, and of course they need volume on the breakout. Another one, SLAB. Nice tight range, tons of volume coming in today. Is wanting to break out. The market just wasn't cooperating, so watch it for a breakout. And the rest of these I think we looked at. Stephen Madden still look good for higher prices out of the ascending triangle. Stanley Works. I like some of these that are broken out if you can get them near their breakouts on a little bit of dip, especially if you get a little bit of a pullback tomorrow or the next day. AEO looks good. Nike, another one if you can get it on a dip. Newmont Mining. Lots of volume after it broke out. Again, if you can get it on a little bit of a pullback, would be good. NetLogix looks good. Dip buy. Vistaprint, you could probably buy it here on a light position and add as it breaks higher. BEA Aerospace, have a target somewhere around that 2950 area. So again, if you can get it a little bit cheaper, that would be great. Oh, the phone always rings when I'm on here. I like it. It broke out yesterday actually, and with some volume, so it's looking good for some higher prices if the market cooperates here. CMG's looking good, broke higher, need to buy it on a dip. Amazon, looks like you might get a chance to buy it on a little bit of a dip. Marvell broke out, had a lot of volume today. It just pulled back a little bit because of the market weakened. CGA, China Greenhouse, broke out again today. Should be good, up close to near that 17 where it should have some resistance of the downtrend line. GMCR, again, broke out higher today. Been watching this one. ACTG, still like this for a little bit more upside. ISIL. Intersol. So it's like I like it, broke out tons of volume here. It's expended a lot of energy to get from here to here. So, but keep it on your radar for some higher prices. We've been watching this one. It's nice ascending triangle, a little bit longer term, but keep your eye on it. Seagate. Watch it. Another possible dip buy. That's it for those. Let's go over to the current market signals. Follow the point and figure charts on the Dow, Nasdaq, S&P. They're all on buy signals. Nasdaq actually increased its price objective a little bit today, up to 2,480. No need to look at these because they really haven't moved. We didn't really move anywhere today. So that's really all I have for today. So thanks for joining me, and I will catch you later. If I see some more stuff, I'll post it on my Twitter. page, on my Twitter page. So if you haven't signed, added me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, you might want to consider doing that because I do post stuff there. Try to, during the intraday. Thanks.